What's up, everybody? My name is Tonny, and I'm here to show you guys how to get platinum, how to make as much platinum as you guys can, what items to sell, what mods to sell, where to start your trades, all that stuff. So first off is where to start your trades. So number one is the trade chat. Now, as you guys can see here, I do have a filter on to find the or to buy the hind weapon, the Kuva hind weapon. So that you guys can use this. I don't really use this that much. The only reason I use the trade chat is to buy Kuva weapons. Other than that, the other method is the Warframe Market. Now that place, I will show you guys at the end of this segment of the video of how that works and all that stuff. So next up is the items you guys can sell. So first off would be the prime sets. Now on my inventory here, I have a bunch of prime sets here. Let's look at Limbo real fast. That's a good example here. So Limbo, I have around a bunch of these parts. Now I never turn these guys into ducats at all. The only primes that I turn into ducats will be the primes that never gets vaulted. Now the trick here is to sell prime items that are vaulted, as in ED past tense vaulted. Okay, so you want to sell those because those prices will rank up high as hell. They can go for like 100, 200 plat maybe, depending on how long they have been in the vault for. So prime weapons like Lex, Paris, Breton, Burston, I think Orthos, Bronco, I think Akimbo Bronco or AK Bronco. Those prime weapons or whatever, they cannot really go into the vault, so they go for like around 5 to 10 plat a set. Now notice I said a set and not a piece, so those are not really worth selling for platinum, not worth the effort of even trying to get a set. So I just turn those suckers into ducats. Now when it comes to selling primes, you want to make sure that you want to set your priority to the ones that's vaulted for the longest, and then you can start working your way up once you're more desperate for platinum. So when it comes to items, you got primes, and then you got parts, weapon parts, ship parts, any parts at all, blueprints. You guys can want to sell those. So for instance, let's say you want to sell a ship part like a mantis or something else like that. You can sell those. Prices do change in the future, so don't get too attached to the prices that you always see. They will always change. Prices like, let's say an item that costs 100 platinum and is worth selling. First off would be demand and supply. So if the supply is way too low, people will tend to buy it. But when it comes to demand, as in how good it is, people will buy it. So let's say Vengeful Revenant, because I have a spare of a Vengeful Revenant, and I'm selling it at the lowest price around 40, and no one has contacted me yet for the mod, so I assume it's not that great, but hopefully someone does. So that's what I mean by supply and demand. Usually it's hard to get, but at the same time it's not that good. So you do need to have some sort of knowledge into that area. When you are selling stuff, make sure that you actually have one spare left, just in case you need it. So that's pretty much common knowledge there. Some stuff you can sell would be scenes, which are kind of useless to mostly everyone. People do buy these. Just for instance, the sentient scenes are like around what, 50 to 60 platinum each. So that's pretty much worth. You gotta look at what items are new in Warframe. So any updates that happen, that's happening, you can just check it out and see what new items are tradable, and you can, once you get it, you guys can quickly sell that. And then that would actually remind me about the buy low sell high thing. So you guys can also buy low and sell high. I personally don't do that because I am pretty much loaded in platinum right now by 7,000. There are other YouTubers out there that has probably like 100,000 platinums, 20,000, 50,000. Pretty sure those guys do have better techniques when it comes to selling stuff, but for me, when it comes to selling, I just chill. I'm relaxing. Another thing about hoarding platinum is your account. Now, usually, if you do not have a security measure on your Warframe account and you have a shit ton of platinum, like let's say 20,000, there are chances of you getting hacked. That actually happened to me once, but I got my platinum back thanks to the digital extreme support. So another thing to note is that before you guys start hoarding platinum, make sure you have security on your account, so that way you don't get hacked. So moving on to the items you guys can sell. So for instance, we all know you basically can sell almost everything, but what exactly does people buy though? What mods do people buy? Another thing is that when it comes to buying stuff, just keep in mind about the demands that people want. So for mods, let's say Riven mods, for instance, right? So most of the time, I would say around 99% of the time, if there's no Gift of the Lotus for a specific Riven mod, some people would tend to buy mods for cheap if it's a Gift of Lotus. If not, then people would buy for a higher price. So since Riven mods are kind of hard to get, and the only way to get them at this moment is by Riven Silvers or Sorties, I think. Just on top of my head, those people will buy. Usually, people do sell Rivens on Trade Chat or Warframe Market, which I'm going to show you later at the end of the segment of the video. People do sell these, but just by finding a customer is hard enough, because just the Trade Chat is flooded with people that's spamming trades and such. So what I do when it comes to buying Rivens, and this is just a quick Riven guide for those of you that wants to find ways to get Rivens. Usually I just buy Rivens off the bat, the weapons I want. So that's what I do most of the time. If I have a Veiled Riven, I just go ahead and sell them. Any Riven spares that I have, for instance, I have two Lex Rivens right here. I'm trying to sell this Insectix right now. So any spare Rivens, basically you want to sell them for super cheap. Just because it's kind of hard to sell, and not many demands when it comes to Rivens. So that's that. So again, Rivens are pretty good for selling stuff. Companion mods. The only mods I can think of that's good for selling is the ones that's hard to get. Other than that, companion mods are not really that ideal to sell, especially robotics. I can't think of any mods right here that's pretty good. You guys can look it up on Warframe Market later on once I show you guys on what's really good stuff to sell. Arc Wings, the mods from the Orb Taker heists on Fortuna, those mods you get from the heist, those are worth around a lot. So there are some mods that's good to get. The ones that's really tough is good for selling. They cost a lot. Most people will buy those, like Sabbath rounds. Can't think of anything else. For instance, Sabbath rounds is definitely a go-to if you have a spare, because this is really good. I think this is a pretty good mod. Cost me around 80 platinum when I bought this. So again, it's really good. Let's see. When it comes to mods for your for vehicles, like what's that called? Drive. That I forgot what's called. That drive. The one, the skateboard thing. So those mods I think you can sell for plat as well. Most likely not, but again, you can sell for plat. So basically anything really, you can sell for plat. One of the high demands when it comes to mods, though, I will list them out right now, is the Berserker, Condition Overload. Those mods are kind of hard to get, sort of hard to get, but high demand though. So those are really good mods to sell. Another thing is you can use your Endo and your credits to make platinum. So the way that works is you can try to max out a mod that's like rank 8 or something. So like Prime mods, Redirection is also a mod you can try to max out and sell for a profit. If you max this out, you'll get like probably, give or take, 70 to I think 90 platinum. So that's a lot. So if you do have a shit ton of Endo, you can use that to make platinum. I do get customers when I did that, so that's also another route to go for. But I recommend going for the mods that's high demand. For instance, I think Adaption is one of them, or Rolling Guard, Adaption, or let's see. Yeah, so basically Adaption is also a go-to if you want to sell. Sell for platinum. Just max it out, sell it. You get like probably 100 platinum maybe, or 200. Depends on the demand. Melee Rivens, I mean not melee Rivens, sorry, melee stances. So there are some stances that people do buy. Uh, for instance, Temple Royale, Crushing Ruin. I don't have them no more. I sold them all, but those go for like 10 to 15 platinum. So that's really good for starting out for making platinum. But once you guys nail in a bunch of platinum, hoard up a lot, start buying low, sell high. That method is probably common, but that's one of the strategies, general strategies to get a lot of platinum. When it comes to augments for warframes, not many people tend to buy these because they're kind of easy to get. The newest ones would be high demand, so you would want to sell the newest ones. Aura mods, you want to sell them too, since you can only get them at this point from Nightwave. They're pretty much around 20 to 30 platinum. That's a lot, so that's pretty good. If you have a bunch of cred offerings that's left over, you could buy those. There's August Secrets is also one of them. I just realized that. So August Secrets, apparently that's 50 platinum. People like this, definitely worth. So look at the set mods as well, see which one's really good, and try to see if it's worth selling or not. Another thing would be the ancient sculptures. When it comes to ancient sculptures, I tend to sell the Anezas. I have 21 of these, so I'm kind of lazy right now to sell these. But they go for 15 to 20 platinum. Probably lowest is 10. But if I sell this, I'll get 210 for 10 plat each. That's a lot, but I'm too lazy right now to sell these. So I'm just going to hoard them until I feel like selling them. So 18s are pretty good. Really anything that's high demand again. So I'm going to keep repeating that until it gets to your heads. Scenes. Let's see. I think that covers almost everything. Now, when it comes to the Warframe Market, which I'm going to go over right now, a few things to note is you do need to have an account. It's not going to be tied to your Warframe account. Okay, so this is not from Digital Extreme itself. It's from the fans of Warframe that made this website. So you do have to create an account. You can use Steam if you have Steam. If you do not have Steam, just create an account using an email and such. And then when it comes to accessibility, you can get it from your web browser or mobile device. And I will go over all of the information right about now. So you guys can access this with your browser or your mobile device. Based on this, the feed of items being listed are in real time, so you can see that people are selling stuff. When you want to sell or buy stuff, you can just type stuff you want to sell or buy. So let's say you want to sell a defiled Snapdragon or buy a defiled Snapdragon. You can go ahead and place an order here. So for me, I have like around 5 of these. I'm just going to stick with one. That way customers do not get confused on how many I have or how many they want to buy. So I'm going to go for, let's say, 2 platinum, because I have way too many of these. Chances are they're not going to contact me for this, but I'm just going to do it anyways. And once you guys got that order, go to your profile. Now I do have pre-made orders here that people do buy, so I got a bunch over here. Just scroll down, and there is your order. When you are done, you can just click sold and it will be gone. You can also edit your listings here. You can add quantity stuff here, and if you do sell an item, you can just click sold, and it's going to lower down the quantity, so you don't have to go to this edits area here to just edit stuff out. You can make this visible or invisible on the listings, or you can just toss it in the trash if you decide to not sell it. So real quick on the UI here, so when you are on your profile, usually people do give you good reviews. So I got around 56 over here. So plus 56 doesn't really mean much. It just tells other people that you're a good trader and such. But all these other info you guys can check out on your own. One important thing to note though is the Rivens. Now you guys can sell or buy Rivens here. Play around it to see what you guys got here. So I'm selling 4 Rivens here, so I'm gonna leave this as is. The way this works is it's kind of unique. Usually, when you start setting up your prices for the starting price, you cannot change it for some reason. Once it's set already, if you want to change the starting price, you will need to redo the listing again. You can change the buy price to whatever you want. Let's say 2, update, and then boom, it updates. But you cannot adjust the starting price. That's one thing to note. Another thing is that some people would contact you via messages through here, but most of the time they will contact you through the game itself. So the way that works for those of you that wants to buy or sell stuff immediately, um, usually I just contact through, I think it's this one. Yeah, that one. So you just click the buy or sell thing and just copy it and paste it inside your Warframe chat, and you will contact that person right away. Or you can just talk to them through here with the little chat bubbles right here. You just talk to them. You can also delete or leave the chats when you're done talking or something like that. Tools, Duckinators, I don't use this. You guys can mess around with that, but I don't really use that. When you guys are doing this for the first time, make sure you set it to online in-game. You can do online as well, but if you're offline or you don't want to sell stuff, you could click the invisible right here, so that way you are not listed. Although you will be set offline in the listings though. So online is when you're online on this Warframe Market, but then online in-game is when you're in the game and they can contact you and such. So that is that. Okay, so that is the Warframe Market. A couple of things I forgot to mention would be the your region. So when you guys are choosing your region in the Warframe Market, it's pretty important to choose it whatever you guys are living at. I tend to get customers that are from like China or something like that, or whatever. So be sure you choose your selected region and make sure it's correct and such. So that way you are trading with people that is in the same region as you. Though it doesn't really matter that much, I do run into problems sometimes when it comes to customers that's from far away from me. So another thing to keep in mind of that. Next would be the I forgot to talk about the new primes and Rivens. So real fast on those things. When it comes to buying the new Rivens of a weapon, let's say there's a new weapon that came out, a new weapon or that's prime or not, it doesn't really matter. If a new weapon came out, usually people would tend to sell those for a super high price for the ribbon itself. So let's say you stockpile on a whole bunch of pistol ribbons to open, right? So if you tend to open all of them, you somehow get the new weapons ribbon type. You can literally net around like 3,000 probably to 2,000 platinum tops. Okay, that same goes for the new primes that comes out. So usually you would want to, again, when you want to sell the new primes, if you guys are not really desperate enough to get the new primes right away, you could literally just sell the new primes once you get the parts and sell it for super high, because the prices are high since they're new. So another thing to note is that the new stuff, high prices. Basically, that's how it works. So that's basically it. I think that's all the stuff I think you guys should know. If you guys like this video, give it a like. For more Warframe guides, I'm definitely going to do some more guides on Warframe. So definitely subscribe if you want to see more. I do make Warframe Shawzin videos, so check it out on my channel below. Other than that, thank you guys for watching, and peace out.